I think, therefore I am. These are the words of the French philosopher and logician René Descartes. He was born in France in 1596 and died in Switzerland 1650. My name is Edward Durante, and this is Life Perfect Square. What do you think about that? Do you think that because you think, that's what makes you the creature that you are? Many of us are associated with our minds, and we think our mind is where we live. When you think about where you are, think about physically where the you resides. Most people think it's somewhere just above your eyebrows in the center of your forehead, and that's the focal point of being. But I'm here to tell you that even though René Descartes was well respected in his time and for a couple hundred years after that, the fact is the reciprocal is probably more true. Not that I think, therefore I am, but I am, therefore I think. In the Old Testament, when Moses was on Mount Sinai about to receive the tablets, and he was directed to go down and bring them to his people, and Moses was worried because he wasn't really a prolific public speaker. He had a bit of a speech impediment, and he didn't have the confidence to go down and lead the people. And he asked the voice, "Who shall I say sent me?" And the voice came back, "I am that I am. Tell them I am hath sent me." Seems even in the Old Testament that I am was before I think. So think about that today. Before you know that you are John Smith or Mary Jones, first you know I am. Then I am a man. Then I am John Smith. So you are higher than your thought process. Get used to that. Get used to using your mind. It's a very, very useful tool, but it can be unruly like a teenager. Every time you're trying to concentrate on something or clear your mind and reach that level of peace deep down inside you where you know things are peaceful and serene, every time you try and do that, your mind plays all these tricks on you. It keeps running thoughts in there one after another at 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. Anything to distract you from the peace and quiet that you seek. Carl Jung, who was a famous philosopher who came later, developed the idea of the collective subconscious. And what he meant by the collective subconscious was that every thought, every time someone in history throughout from the beginning of time through today, every thought, every energy behind those thoughts existed in like this cyber database. This is kind of like what AI is proposing to do today. So what AI does is it searches through, when you ask it a question, it goes to every database that's in the system, the digital system, and finds the answers. All it's doing is sourcing other information related to whatever your inquiry is. It assembles that information, organizes it, and then brings it back to you. And most of the time it's correct and effective, although it has some flaws and some kinks in it that still need to be worked out. But the fact is, it's only imitating what we as sentient beings can do ourselves. And we can go to the infinite database, which is the collective subconscious of every sentient being that's ever lived on the face of the earth, and all the millions and billions and trillions of thoughts that are propagated by human beings since the beginning of time. You can access that database. As a matter of fact, it's probably a source of genius. Many times when people are attributed with miracles or genius breakthroughs, whether it's in science or art or literature, oftentimes the response that's given when asked where did that come from is, it just appeared to me. I've heard countless stories of songwriters who were sleeping and woke up and they had an inspiration and they had a pad and pencil by the bedside and wrote down, and oftentimes they wrote down the music and lyrics to a song that became a hit all in one swoop. It was like it came from somewhere else, through a channel. Art world is the same way. I know accounts of artists when they were asked why they painted what they painted, or why they sculpted what they sculpted, or any other art form. Where did that come from? Or famous architects who designed buildings and chapels and others. And it was as if it was given to them. It was a channel, because they knew how to tap into that infinite database, that collective subconscious that exists out there. And I'm talking to you, whoever you are, whatever your job is today, wherever you are day to day and toiling away, you have these dreams and these inspirations. You've had them throughout your whole life. You probably suppressed them and pushed them down and set them aside so that you could do more practical things like earn a living and get a job and rise up through the ranks of whatever company you're working for, building some small business. But you have those dreams. You have them inside you. They've been put there for a reason. You have all the potential. You have all the skills. You have all the talents necessary to do what it is that you're truly here to do in a way that no one else can do it. But you have to go for it. You have to claim it. You have to go to that place inside where that dream and that inspiration exists, even if it's a minor flame, not even a flame, an ember, and turn those embers and stir up the heat and cause it to come to life. And now you can tap into that infinite database, that collective subconscious where everything exists. There is no question that you can ask. There is no inspiration you can seek that will not come back to you if you tap into it the right way. You know, a lot of times we think that genius is attributed to IQ, and we have these IQ tests, Stanford, Binet, Myers-Briggs, and others that are out there. But the fact is that IQ is just a measure of the academic capacity to recognize symbols and words. That doesn't sound like genius to me. You know, what is really genius are the morals and values that motivate you in life, and how closely those morals and values are aligned with your purpose. And when you have the right morals and values on a higher level that are aligned with the purpose in that craft or skill that you are designed to do, that only you can do, that only you can do in the way that you can do it, and it's put into purpose, and it's there to benefit others, you will succeed every time. And that is true genius. Those are breakthroughs. The reason why people are successful is they're able to break into that stratosphere of knowledge, thoughts, inspiration. And you can do it too. Don't believe it's only there for a few. It's there for everyone. But the road to travel is one that you've not been on before. We've talked about this in the past. T.S. Eliot said, if you want to arrive at a place that you've never been before, you have to travel by a road that you've never traveled before. Makes perfect sense. If where you are today is exactly where you wish to be, and it's satisfying and fulfilling in every way, then there's no need to take a different road. But if what you're doing today and what you're feeling today and what you're accomplishing today falls short of your ideal, don't give up the ideal. Give up the path. Find a new one. Find inspiration. Inspiration is out there. It's swirling around you. It's like people, who are talking to me about their life is impoverished in a financial way. And I always tell them, well, I don't understand that because there are oceans of money and resources all around you. Virtual tidal waves and tsunamis of money and resources. If it's not reaching you, you're not putting yourself in the path. And if inspiration is not reaching you, you're not putting yourself in the path. There's a channel. There's a path. You can get there. Others have. If even one person has gotten there before, then anyone can get there. I've told this story before about Roger Bannister, the first person to run a sub 4-minute mile, which prior to his doing it was deemed to be physically impossible. There were physiologists and physicians and all kinds of scientists that said the human body couldn't possibly sustain that level of speed for a mile to go under 4 minutes. And lo and behold, he did it. And after he did it, within 6 months, there were 7 or 8 other people who did it. And now today, running a 4-minute mile is a joke. We run miles in low 3 minutes. So here's the thing. There isn't anything that has existed, no illness, no misfortune, no misalignment has existed in the past where someone has not overcome it. There's no disease, whether it's cancer, AIDS, or any other fatal disease, where someone, somewhere, sometime didn't overcome it. How did they do that? Well, they didn't do it by traditional medicine, I can tell you that. They didn't do it by chemotherapy and others, although those could be very helpful. They did it because they tapped into the collective subconscious, where all thoughts, all inspiration, all cures to all illnesses exist. All the great discoveries in the past, penicillin, cures for any illness that's out there, the polio vaccine that Jonas Salk discovered. He didn't discover them. He just tapped into the channel where they exist. Everything that you need, everything that anyone is seeking, every cure to any illness, every inspiration to write the great American novel, to paint the next masterpiece, to sculpt the best statues, all these exist already. As Plato said, it's in the world of perfect forms. If there wasn't a perfect form, you couldn't build a chair or a house or anything else, because you're seeking to imitate the perfect form. And the imperfections that you build into whatever your form or art form or inspiration is are yours and yours alone. But there is a perfect form out there. There is a perfect ideal to everything that we seek. And it exists in this infinite database that you can tap into. Get used to thinking like that. Get used to thinking every time you have a problem to solve, you have the solution at hand. You have to go off by yourself. You have to sit down, close your eyes, clear your mind of all thoughts, and go to that quiet place inside, deep inside where there's no distress, where there's no anxiety, where there's nothing but peace and calm. Pay attention to your breath, breath in, breath out, and in between the breath in and breath out, there's a space. When you breathe in completely and you stop for that millisecond before you breathe out, there's a space. And when you breathe out completely and you stop before you breathe in again, there's a space. And in that space is where everything exists. And you can tap into it. You can. You have the right. This is yours just like it's mine and everyone else's. You have the key, but you have to be able to use it. First, you have to believe it. And the reason why we talk about changing your thought patterns, changing your speech patterns, is that you can't go around with these harmful, distressful, stress and anxiety producing thoughts, negative thoughts, hateful thoughts, jealousy, violence. All these are things that they're not going to get you anywhere. They're just going to lead you to the lower levels, to the lower vibrations, and those are going to align with the lower things in life. The universe is going to deliver to you exactly what you're vibrating about. Remember, there's only energy and matter. So when your thoughts are out there, they are energy. They have energy. It's measurable. If your energy is in the lower levels, from negative thoughts, from greed, from jealousy, from violence, things of those nature, you're going to draw into your reality the material representation of those. If you're out there and you're in traffic and you're screaming and yelling at people, making hand gestures and talking terribly, it's likely that when you finally do get to the office or whatever other destination you're seeking, you're probably not going to have a good interaction there either. And other bad things are going to happen that day and other frustrating things. You need to clean up your thoughts. Everything starts internally. Everything that you see and experience in your reality day to day is created by you inside. It's all internal. You want to change the external? The external are not causes. They're symptoms. They're exactly what you're creating. If you don't like what you're experiencing, stop creating it. How do you stop creating it? It starts with your thought process. I've said this again and again, and I know that you know it internally. This is definitely resonating with you. You know that these words are true. Doesn't matter that I'm telling you these words. Forget about the who. Think about the what. The what here is true all the time. You need to clean up your thought patterns, start thinking in a positive manner, forgive everyone that you have a grievance against, that you want to get back at, anyone who's done you wrong or you perceive has done you wrong. Start by forgiving them. Forgiveness is for you, not for them. Comes from you. Once you forgive everybody and you clear that away, now you're free to start thinking in a new and positive way. You know, you can only replace bad habits with new ones. And the new ones have to be good habits. You have a choice. You can do this. You have the inspiration inside you. You have the ability. You have all the talent. You can lift yourself up from where you are today, and there is no ceiling on where you can go. The only one who puts a ceiling on what you can accomplish is you yourself. You're always arguing for your own limitations. Oh, I can't do that. I'm too old. I'm too tired. I'm stuck in my ways. I have too many bills and obligations, too many things holding me back. I didn't go to the right schools. I wasn't born into the right family. Stop. None of those things matter. None of those things matter. Stop telling yourself you can't succeed, because whether you think you can or you think you can't, either way, you're right. That's a Henry Ford quote, and he was right. Thank you. If you like what you heard today, you can subscribe. Go to Life Perfect Square. Podcast is available on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.